Evening, everyone. It's Wednesday night around 10 after 7, and this is video number 313. It's your closing comment for today, and I've been reminded that I haven't been mentioning that you should subscribe to our channel, so here you go. If you appreciate the work, please subscribe. It helps us a lot. Okay, so the market had a very up and down day in the Dow, however, not in the NASDAQ. NASDAQ closed at another new all-time high, up about $96 or about 0.95%, while the Dow, which was both up and down in excess of 200, actually I believe the low was down 260, finished the day down 78 or 0.3%. The S&P was up 15.5 or 0.5%. The Russell was down 1405, down 0.97. And the big surprise actually was the transports. They closed down 1971 or 0.21%. The reason that that's a surprise is because the two main components, or two of the main components, FedEx and UPS, were up substantially. FedEx on their better than expected, although continuing loss in earnings that they reported last night. The stock today was up 11%. It actually closed up $16.44. However, it was about $7 from the high, and it finished pretty much on the low. UPS was up just under 3%. So between those two, there are 20 stocks in the transports. Between those two, they were up the equivalent of 120 points. However, the truckers, the rails, and the airlines were so far down all day that we actually finished down 120. We finished down 20 and well off that up 120 from those two. We had pretty good news this morning. That was the ISM, which was back on the expansion side. Remember, 50 is the break even. And the number was 52.6, and it was up. Not only was it up from last month's 43.1, but it also substantially beat the estimate, which was 49.5. Amazon had a monster of a day, closing 2878, up 120 or 4.4%. And this is a stock that was 2630 yesterday morning at the low before it turned back up. Those estimates, those price objectives of 3,000 and 3,300 really don't look so out of range right now. We had also early morning news about Pfizer with a vaccine that was showing some substantial promise with its German partner BNTX. Pfizer actually closed the day up $1.04 or 3.29% to 33.74, while BNTX was actually down 4% or $2.60. The market has just generally been weak based on things like Hong Kong and other geopolitical issues around the globe, as well as the COVID-19 issues. We had kind of an interesting day in the futures, as you can see on the chart here. We had kind of a good, solid up day, not expansive, but nonetheless up 55 cents. Tonight we're down about 24 cents. But as you can see, we are really consolidating these gains and really trying to make it above If we get a close above this one from the 22nd, which I guess is last Tuesday, we get a close through that 40.73, and I think there's very little chance that we won't get back to the 45 to 47 and a half, 48 area in the oil. I'm going to switch over to the gold, which really kind of disappointed me. I told you last night and this morning that I expected that it would probably test 1790 after trading 1807. Unfortunately, it went right through there and traded as low as 1767.90, but then bounced up. It is still on this uptrend line that we drew. It has not violated it, and tonight it's basically unchanged, down 0.2 of a dollar. So 20 cents on an $1,800 commodity. That's really no change. And the accumulation distribution still is on the positive side and actually got better today after hitting that high, as I said, 1807.70, coming all the way down here and then starting back up. Excuse me. Newmont, which is the position that we have that we're playing this, Newmont had an inside day, meaning a higher low and a lower high, generally thought to be somewhat inconsequential. But I will tell you that after trading 59.59 this morning, which was down over $2, we rallied all the way back to close 61.36, which was only down 38 cents and dramatically closer to the high. The options that we are in at $1.47, that closed at 3.30 yesterday, got all the way down to about $1.85, I believe, today, and they closed 281, but were actually 284 bid, offered at 290. So not great, but we're still up 100% on those. The silver was also down, but closed mid-range after being up 58 cents yesterday. It was down, and the SLV was down 19 cents. Those options that we paid 73 and 74 for, which closed, I believe, at 83, came down 12 cents today and closed at 71. So nothing too terrible there. I want to mention how extreme this COVID situation is, and how today Pfizer was the flavor of the day. I'm going to mention Inovio, INO, which had moved from basically 7.5 to 15, and the day before yesterday traded as high as 35, and then traded down to 23.5 and closed at 26.95 yesterday. This stock had very strong phase 1 trial results and is going on to phase 2 and 3. The only piece of information that I saw that was negative was a downgrade from buy to hold at Maxim, who is not what you'd call a top tier firm. But the stock opened after closing 26.95 yesterday, opened this morning at 22.70, down 4.25, and closed the day at 19.73, down 7.22, or 27%. The point is that these things are a lot of fluff. I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying that, what happens today is not, necessary. There are literally hundreds of these companies that are trying to do business in this pandemic, and these are the kind of moves that you get from them, especially a stock that 3 months ago was under $10. And today we had Blink. Now, I mentioned Blink yesterday. They started doing wireless charging essentially for phones. And the stock had moved from 2.5 to 4 on Friday and then continued higher. Uh, Today it was trading as high as about $6 and change and managed to close just $4.84, down 84 cents. This is the company that I told you yesterday has moved on to doing electric vehicle charging for home use and for use in places like parking garages at malls. And I know here in the Boston area, if you park at the T station to take public transportation, not only do you park for free, but they have a charging station there where you can recharge your car for free. So this company has, some very strong possibilities. Again, possibilities, not necessarily probabilities. I don't know if they make money on this or how extreme their marketing is. But again, when they come from nowhere, a lot of them end up going back there. By the way, in late news, we had the Congress pass a $1.5 trillion infrastructure deal. Um, the the Senate is going to take it up, but it is unlikely that it will easily pass. The president has a $2 billion deal. Neither the president nor the Congress have made any noise about how they're going to pay for this. And the congressional deal has a bunch of money that goes for climate change and schools and rural broadband and such. Frankly, I'm not crazy about the climate control side of it, but absolutely schools and rural broadband are infrastructure and should be included. And the last item is that McDonald's is delaying across the country. They're delaying dine-in customers. There are some McDonald's that have already opened for dine-in in a restricted manner. They are not asking those to close if the municipalities where they are operating allows it. But as a national move, McDonald's has delayed that till the end of July. And also this afternoon, Apple came out and said that it is reclosing 30 more stores in some of the hot spots, particularly Florida and North Carolina. So I'll be back first thing in the morning. Have a good evening, and don't forget to subscribe.